Hello and good morning to yet another vlog of cost and management audit this time. And as promised, I have come back with another session on cost accounting standards. Yes, cost accounting standards are one of the most important elements of the profession as well as for the students. For the students, cost accounting standards holds at least 10 to 15 marks in their examination. And for the professionals, once the students clear the examination and start working as a cost accountant, then it is really important for all the students to know what are the cost accounting standards. So today we are going to discuss cost accounting standard number 2, which is capacity determination. Now, Cost Accounting Standard 2 was revised in 2015, and hence in your syllabus 2016, the revised Cost Accounting Standard is applicable. So now, before coming on to the provisions of the Cost Accounting Standards, let's understand what do you mean by capacity. Capacity in layman terms would mean ability, or if I use a Hindi word for capacity, it will be kshamta. It is the ability of any business or any plant to produce, and that ability is known as capacity. So for example, if your plant and machinery gives you an output of say 10,000 units per year, then your capacity is 10,000 units per year. Now, sir, what is the importance of this capacity measure? The importance of capacity is that if you know your capacity, then you can plan your production accordingly and you can judge whether your plant and machinery is being utilized to the fullest extent or not. Because if your capacity is being utilized appropriately, only then can you say that all your resources are being utilized appropriately, and only then can you reap maximum profits. So to reap maximum profits, you have to determine your capacity and you have to compare your capacity utilization with other businesses. So to give you some rare examples, some different examples, apart from a typical manufacturing concern, if you are a hospital, then your capacity will be determined on the basis of patients which are the beds on which patients will be treated, the beds which are there in the hospital, number of available beds will be used as a capacity determinant. If you are into say airport business, if you are an airport, then your capacity will be determined on the basis of capacity of passengers which can be handled in the airport during peak time. If you are a port which means a seaport, if you're a port, then your capacity will be determined on the basis of facilities for handling of different material which are available at any given point in time. If you are an educational institute, then your capacity is determined on the basis of number of seats available with you at any given point in time, so on and so forth. So every business has a different measure or different technique of assessing its capacity. But it is important to assess the capacity and to disclose it in the cost audit report so that the user can understand that at what level are you producing or are you giving your output. So that is the relevance of the word capacity. Now, capacities are of different types. Let us see what are the types of capacities. First capacity is the installed capacity. So what is the installed capacity? Installed capacity is the capacity which the manufacturer of the machine which is installed in your business, he tells you that this machine is capable of producing so many units. So this is known as the installed capacity, which is manufacturer's specification of the machine. Or if manufacturer's specification is not available, then expert's opinion or expert's certification on the capacity which can be said to be installed capacity. Now, installed capacity means if your plant and machinery works 365 days a year and 24 by 7 all round the clock if it works, then what is the maximum capacity which is attainable by your machinery or by your plant as a whole? So it is the specification through two things: expert study or opinion, or manufacturer's specification. These are the two ways by which you can determine the installed capacity. But guys, do you think that installed capacity is actually the achievable capacity? Because in installed capacity, there is a presumption that your machinery will work 365 days a year and all the working hours, which is a not practical approach. But since it is the installed capacity is computed in a way that you include all the working days and all the working hours, hence it is disclosed in the cost audit report. So installed capacity is nothing but the manufacturer's specification, the maximum capacity of producing goods or providing services according to the manufacturer's specification or the expert's opinion or study. Now, the second capacity. The second capacity is normal capacity. Now, please note one very important thing over here, that in the old CAS, the practical capacity was the second capacity. In the new CAS, practical capacity is no longer there. Please don't get confused. In your module also, or in the cost accounting standard also, which has been revised in 2015, there is nothing called practical capacity as on date. So the second capacity which you have to compute is only the normal capacity. Now sir, what is the normal capacity? Now normal capacity is the capacity which is computed after reducing. So we have to first compute the installed capacity, and from installed capacity we have to reduce certain things. What are those certain things? Number one, you have to reduce the time wasted or time spent in normal maintenance, holidays, Saturdays, Sundays, etc. Then you have to reduce shift change or batch over or batch change time. Then you have to reduce normal time which is lost during the production. So normal time which is lost during the production can be of the nature of, say, if you give 1 hour as lunch hour break for your employees, then that is known as a normal loss. So if you reduce all these things from the installed capacity, then you come at the figure of normal capacity. So the relationship between installed capacity and normal capacity is that installed capacity minus all the reductions of time due to normal reasons will result into normal capacity. There is one more way of computing normal capacity. Normal capacity is an average of past year's normal capacity. If you are given in the question the past year's normal capacity, then if you do an average of all those past years' normal capacity, then you will arrive at the figure of normal capacity. So there are two ways of computing normal capacity. One, installed minus normal loss. Number two, average of past normal capacity is also normal capacity. So this is the second capacity, which is the normal capacity. The third and the last capacity is the actual capacity. What is the actual capacity? Actual capacity is the capacity which you have actually attained in your business. So if you have usually in past been able to achieve the capacity of say 8,000 units, but in the current year due to some interruptions which may be abnormal, you are able to only achieve 6,000 units, then your actual capacity will be 6,000 units. So from normal capacity to actual capacity, if I want to deduct some things, what will those things be? Those things will be, so B will be abnormal reductions or any other reductions which has resulted in reduction of my capacity. Usually they are abnormal reductions, the reductions with because of which you have not been able to achieve your normal capacity are known as actual capacity. Now, if you want to analyze these three capacities, then you have to compute certain variances or certain ratios. Now let's see what are those ratios. Now if you want to compute idle capacity, if you want to compute total idle capacity, so of course with this information we are able to analyze that there is some portion of the capacity which has not been utilized by us effectively. Now what is that portion which has not been utilized by us effectively? If we want to analyze that portion, then we have to look at the idle capacity. So idle capacity is of two types. One is normal idle capacity, other is abnormal idle capacity. Sir, what is normal idle capacity? Normal idle capacity is the installed capacity minus normal capacity, and abnormal idle capacity is normal capacity minus actual capacity. There's one more ratio which we usually compute in our capacity utilization chapter. The ratio is capacity utilization. How much capacity have you been able to utilize? Capacity utilization is computed by dividing the actual capacity by installed capacity. This is the formula of capacity utilization. Actual capacity by installed capacity. Please note one very important thing. I am repeating that thing. Practical capacity is no more there in CAS 2. It is not there. It was revised in 2015 and practical capacity has been eliminated. So now examination questions will be limited to only three kinds of capacity: installed capacity, normal capacity, actual capacity. Yes, it is good for you to know that there was something called practical capacity, but you do not have to compute practical capacity in your examination. Neither would examiner ask you to compute practical capacity. All the questions will come from only these three capacities: installed capacity, normal capacity, and actual capacity. Next, we are coming back to the module. I am at page number 4.11. We have the objective. I have explained you objective in my last video in great detail, so I am not repeating it. Then there are definition of installed capacity, normal capacity. There are formulas which are given, which I have already discussed. Actual capacity utilization, idle capacity, excess capacity, abnormal idle capacity. One very important topic which I want to take up in this video is reassessment of installed capacity. Please note that when you are computing the installed capacity, there can be a situation where your installed capacity undergoes a change. There can be an addition or deletion to your installed capacity during the year. If there is an addition or deletion to the installed capacity during the year, you have to take it into account while computing your installed capacity. Sir, please give us an example. Okay, let us take an example. Installed capacity of a company was 10,000 units as on 1st January 2018. Or let us take this as a financial year, 31st March 2018. The installed capacity was 10,000 units. During the year, there was an addition made for 2,000 units. And the addition was made exactly on 6 months, which means mid-year of the financial year. So April, May, June, July, August, September. So the addition was made on 30th September 2018. You are required to compute the closing capacity. So very simple, 10,000 plus 2,000 multiply by 6 by 12. Since this has been added in the part of the year, it will be prorated. So the capacity will be, installed capacity will be 11,000 units. This is how you compute the installed capacity and reassess the capacity if there is any variation during the year. You have to reassess the capacity in case of any variation. So reassessment of installed capacity. And again, I would like to emphasize one very important thing, students, that you have to do all the practical questions which are given in the module after seeing this video. Because in the examination, there are practical questions which are very important, which come in the examination. Illustration number 1, illustration number 2. Then I've given certain illustrations, 3, 4, 5. You have to do all these illustrations. These are very important because this is a practical case which comes in the examination. So you have to do all these illustrations yourself. I have explained the concept to you. It is just a revisionary video. So I'm not taking a lot of time on doing the sums, solving the sums. And if you face any problem in solving the sums, please do approach me. Please do message me. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'll be coming up with more videos on cost accounting standards very soon. Till then, happy studying.